Hello and welcome to CoCoMAD. I'm Chris Hamlet and today we're going to look at surface wettability. First off, what is the difference between this Pyrex jug and this frying pan? Well, let's take a look. So first of all, let's have a look at the jug. What we're going to do is turn it over and using a pipette just put a droplet of water on it. You can see that droplet of water spreads out, and that's what's known as being hydrophilic or water loving. If we move that out of the way and try this frying pan, put a droplet of water on there, you can see the droplet doesn't spread out. This is because the pan is coated in a substance called Teflon, which does not like water at all. So the water is not going to spread on it. And this kind of surface is called a hydrophobic or water-hating surface. So there you saw that the Pyrex jug is hydrophilic or water-loving, and the frying pan is hydrophobic or water-hating. So hydrophobic and hydrophilic are two wetting states. There is a third wetting state. This is a lotus leaf. The lotus grows in dry, arid parts of the world, in ponds such as in India, and it's got a very special property. So if I try and get it wet, you can see that the water just skates off. So in the wild, the lotus leaf would get dusty through the living in dry, arid regions, which won't allow it to photosynthesize. So then it has to make the use of any rain that comes on. So if this droplet of rain, it whizzes off and sweeps all of that dirt away. So you can see just through that droplet the bumpy surface of the lotus leaf. And it's this rough bumpy surface that makes it water repellent or super hydrophobic. So as you might have seen through that droplet, the lotus leaf has a bumpy surface, and it's even more evident if you look through a microscope. So this Duplo model is similar to the surface of a lotus leaf in that it's got bumps, and on those bumps there are other bumps. So if a water droplet sits on it, it doesn't touch the bottom of the valleys in between the bumps, so it can roll around really easily. So we saw with the lotus leaf that the surface is bumpy, and on those bumps there are bumps, and it's all coated in a kind of wax. So you can see that it's got to have hydrophobic surface chemistry and a rough surface to be super hydrophobic. This here is soil from Portugal that was being collected after a wildfire, and if you can see, when I put water on, the water just rolls straight off, picking up the dirt as it goes. So this soil is actually super hydrophobic or water repellent. So the soil grains act like the bumps on the surface of this Duplo, and the wildfires deposit oils on the soil grains, so you've got that sort of oily surface that's rough, and that gives rise to this water repellent soil. So if you were lucky enough to get one of the CoCoMAD Science boxes, you'd have found a pot of this magic sand. Let's see what that can do. So if we just you could tip a little bit into the cap, and you can see the water just whizzes off it. That is because it behaves just like that soil. It's made up of grains that are all coated in a water-hating chemical. So it behaves like that soil and repels water. Another cool thing you can do is get your vial and just fill it up with water and you can see that the sand is coated by this shiny layer. That's the trapped air that's trapped in between the rough grains of sand. So when you get your spatula and get the grains out, they come out totally dry. Isn't that brilliant? So thank you very much for listening. I hope you've learnt something about water repellent surfaces and surface wettability. So what would be really interesting to do would be to go in your garden or around the house with a little dropper and then have a look at different surfaces such as jugs or frying pans, put a little droplet of water on and see whether it's hydrophobic, hydrophilic or even super hydrophobic. Have a great rest of CoCoMAD and thank you very much.